Hey YouTube. In this video I'll be showing you how I set up a Chromecast with Google TV for travel use in hotels and Airbnbs to be able to access the familiar streaming apps I use at home. And as a bonus, I'll show you how you can securely access your own personal media library through a VPN tunnel to your home network. I love the Chromecast. It's an inexpensive, perfect size, low-powered travel device already, and it tucks away easily in your bag and hooks up to anything with an HDMI port. I'm making this video because getting this working was fun for me and I wanted to share how to do it. I do a lot of overnight weekend trips, and let's face it, hotel TV is pretty bad. You're usually stuck with local basic cable. If you're anything like me, you've gotten pretty spoiled with the on-demand options you have at home. This video is intended for anyone who travels, stays in different hotels or Airbnbs, and just wants to enjoy a consistent media experience. It's tailored around my particular setup, but the same principles can be applied to other scenarios. There's undoubtedly better methods, and by all means, I am not an expert. But that out of the way, let's go ahead and get started. So the prereqs for this are going to be obviously a Chromecast with Google TV, although I bet you could do it with any Android TV box, to be fair. You're going to need a home Wi-Fi router that supports an OpenVPN server. And that's for the bonus part. You don't necessarily need that if you don't have a media server at home. I'm still going to show you how to connect to a hotel Wi-Fi because I think a lot of people are missing that too. It's not always the most straightforward. And you're going to need a few apps as well. So the first thing we'll do is we'll get the apps out of the way. I like to do this on a computer instead of trying to find the Play Store on the Google TV because it's kind of in a weird place. So if we open up a browser and then you just type in play.google.com, like I did up here, and then you click on TV. This is registered with your Google account. So if you have a Chromecast that you've been using already, it should show up here, and you can install apps that way. So the first thing we're going to need is we're going to need to have some kind of file manager for the Chromecast, so we can access a configuration file that we're going to be creating. We'll go over that in a bit. I like to use FX File Explorer. The reason I like it is it's pretty popular, and it supports Samba, which is Windows shares. And since I'm using a Windows computer, that way I can put the file that we're going to need to copy over. I can put it on a shared folder in Windows and then be able to access it with the file manager that I'm going to download on the Chromecast. So it's just for demonstration purposes, that's what I'm going with. So you should be able to click it and then install on more devices, right? And then you pick, that's my work phone. You pick whatever you want to install it on. In this case, I was going to choose this. I have more than one Chromecast, by the way. That's why it's like that. So you would choose, you know what? We'll install it on this one too, because you could always use File Explorer. And then you hit install. We need that. We also need OpenVPN, the client. Again, this is just for the VPN portion. You can skip this part if you don't have a media server that you want to connect to. So it's one word, OpenVPN. You need that. Boom, right there. So you can install this again on more devices. Choose your Chromecast, click it, hit install. It's going to ask you to log in and all that, and that'll get going. And the last thing we need is a web browser. And I know that seems strange. Why do I need a web browser? Who would browse the web on their TV? Well, we only need it for one particular thing, and that is if you've ever used public Wi-Fi, you know that the first time you try to go to any website, it's going to automatically load up the business's user agreements page that you need to click a checkbox in order to sign in. So this is the only way that I've found to be able to get by that. This is a lot simpler than setting up a Wi-Fi hotspot with a laptop and then connecting your Chromecast to that. I just assume connect directly with the Chromecast, and it makes life a lot easier, but you will need a web browser for that particular step. So I use TV Bro, and I don't know, again, there may be betters out there. I would literally only use it for that one thing, which is to what the heck? Maybe it's 2 words. TV Bro. Let's try this. What the hell? TV browser. Is broke? Okay, well, that was weird. Thanks, Google. Alright, so yeah, so TV Bro is just a web browser that you can use just for that one little thing, just to hit that I agree checkbox that comes up when you first try to go on the internet on public Wi-Fi. So again, install on more devices, choose your Chromecast, blah blah blah, install, put your password in, etc. Alright, so while those are all allegedly installing, we'll go to the next step here, which is you need to log into your home Wi-Fi router. This is for the step if you're going to do an OpenVPN server. You don't need to do any of this if all you care about is watching Netflix in the hotel, but this is the reason that I'm doing this at all. So every router is going to be different, but we're looking for the VPN server settings, which in my case is under Advanced, VPN Server, OpenVPN, and like WireGuard is a better way to do this if you have a WireGuard router. I haven't looked into that. I don't know if there's a WireGuard client for Android TV, but if there is, you'd probably want to use that because it's faster. But this works well enough. You just need to, in my case, just enable it, and then everything was already pre-populated here. And then the 2 main things that you got to do in here once you enable it is you get a generator certificate, which usually takes a while, and then we're going to need to export a configuration file. So why do this? Why are we using OpenVPN? Why do we need to tunnel into our home network? What's the point of this? Alright, so a lot of folks that have a media server like a Plex server or Jellyfin or Emby or whatever, there are options to have remote access into your media server so you can access it online. Problem with that is in doing so you're opening ports and there are malicious attackers out there who are trying to get at your stuff. So I'm not going to say that a VPN tunnel is like perfect security, but it's a much better approach than relying on port forwarding and the security of like Plex, for example. Plex gets hacked all the time, so why run the risk? VPN traffic is encrypted. You're going to tunnel in. You'll be and it's also an on-off thing, right? So you go in the hotel. You turn on the VPN, you're connected, you're done watching TV, you toggle it off, it's off. So that is the purpose of that. And then you also don't need to have login, you just need to have this configuration file we're about to export on the device, the client device. You hit export, alright, and then you need to put this configuration file somewhere where you can access it remotely. If you're following this step, the media server access step, then you probably have a shared folder because you have a shared media folder. So put it somewhere that you can access remotely so that when we go to the Chromecast, we will be able to browse to this location with the Chromecast file explorer we downloaded and load the configuration file. If you don't have a share, I don't know why you're doing it like this, but you could also use Dropbox or I don't know if Google Drive works on Android TV, but there are other methods to transfer files to the internal memory of the Chromecast, but you'll have to figure that part out. This just works well for me. So what I like to do with these configuration files, by the way, is I like to give them the name of the date. The reason I do that is because I don't have a static IP address for my for my ISP. So occasionally you end up with a different IP address assigned to your modem through your ISP. It's not always the same. And then if you rely on this one OpenVPN connection, your IP address may change at some point, and then none of this will work. So what I like to do is I just like to name the files the date, and then at a glance I can see, well, hey, that's pretty old. I should probably make a new one, and then just like I know ahead of time that it's probably going to work because I just made the file. So, but you can name it anything you want. You can name it, bananas, home network, whatever you need to do. So that's it there. So then we log out, and we are done on the computer. So hopefully those apps are installed, and I can go in the other room and show you what's up. Alright guys, welcome back. We are in my bedroom. This is one of my Google Chromecasts, the one I'm going to use for an example. Alright, so if all you need to do is, if you're looking to watch Netflix or Hulu in your hotel, all you got to do here is, this is the scenario we're going to use. So we'll go up to, we're assuming you just plugged this into a TV at the hotel and you were able to figure out how to get it on the right HDMI port. There are other videos to show you how to do that. So you go to settings to connect to the Wi-Fi. It's going to scan your Wi-Fi, and then you'll pick the hotel's Wi-Fi. We're not going to do that because I'm already on Wi-Fi. I could simulate this whole VPN thing by doing like tethering, but I'm not going to bother. It's the concept, you'll get it. So then when you're connected to the Wi-Fi, and so this is why you need a TV Bro, okay? Because remember, you're on a public Wi-Fi in a hotel. It's not going to let you go to the any of the websites you choose until you agree to the user agreement. So you open up the web browser, and mine, of course, works. It just goes to Google, but 9 out of 10, it's going to automatically load the hotel's internet user agreement, and there'll be a checkbox that you have to click, and then you'll hit, I agree, sign in, yada yada yada, blah blah blah. And then after you do that, then you can test your connection by trying to go to Google or whatever. This web browser works okay. It's got a cursor. Try to go to Google, try to go to Facebook, wherever you want to go, just to see that your connection works. And if it does, you're done. Now you can go home. Alright, and if all you were attempting to do was use Netflix or Hulu, then we're done. You can go in there and they'll work. And there you go, boom. Now, for those that want to continue on with the VPN section, what we need to do is we need to go into our File Explorer. We need to go to our, I'm going to go all the way back. So we're going to go to your SMB host, wherever, that's your Windows share where you saved. This is why I said you needed to save it in a remote location so you could access it remotely. Like, how else are you going to get this on here? I mean, there are other methods, but I don't know how to do them. So I have it saved on my NAS. You go on your NAS, navigate to the folder where you downloaded it. In my case, there was OpenVPN folder, I think, somewhere. Oh, right there. And there's my file, 6/8/2022. Long press, and then, actually no, you don't have to long press. You can just click it, I think. You can just click it. Yeah, that's what we want. And then it says select an option you want to open. You want to download this to internal memory. So if you go to that download section, it will copy it to your internal memory, which is really what you want to do. So then you can go home. Now we have that configuration file in the download folder of the Chromecast. You want to go to OpenVPN. And if this is the first time, you're loading this, this will be empty because this is your profile. So what I'll do is I'll actually delete it. Right. So now we have no VPN profiles. I really wish there was a screen capture program for Android TV, but I couldn't find one. So we're in OpenVPN. We don't have any VPN profiles defined. So this is where we're going to import the configuration file that we saved. So you go up to the top bar here. You hit the little plus. By default, it's going to open a keyboard so you can type something in. We're not going to do that. We're just going to hit back, and then you're going to arrow down to import. You're going to complete action using your file browser. In my case, it's FX. Just once. And then it brings you to the download folder as default. So then you just pick one of these that you have. I mean, you should only have one. I've done this like 6 times. That's why you're seeing so many. You open it, and it's going to put it in like a little confirmation window. And then you go over to the top bar there. And you hit the checkbox. Okay, and now it shows your VPN profile in the window. It's not on. To turn it on, you have to go down and click OK on it. I know it's kind of ugly. It's not very intuitive at all, but I don't really think it's made for Android TV. You click it, and then you get this console that comes up, tells you what's up. And the important thing is you're looking for connection success. Yeah, there it is, right at the top. Connection success. So we are connected to my home network through a VPN tunnel, right? So it's just as if I'm in my house. I mean, I am in my house, but if I was in a hotel, it would be treating my network as if I was on the same network as my house. So all of the things that I have installed, even some of my, like I have emulators and stuff on here, you know, just for when you're feeling like some Mario Kart in bed or whatever, I'll be able to access those files through the File Explorer to load the games as if I was in the same house. And of course, the main reason for this was so you could access your Plex server remotely. So, and the first time I got this working, it was really cool because it worked. And of course, I paid for all these movies. Of course. All right, so yeah, that's it. That's how you get your Plex server accessible on a Chromecast for in a hotel via a OpenVPN tunnel. I hope this was helpful to somebody. Sorry about the rambling and the bad camera. But yeah, if you got any questions, let me know, and I will try to answer them best I can. Thanks a lot.